Well, we have an exciting one today. We're back. It's another Beer Mile podcast episode.
You know what? I was telling Chris that we needed a new way to intro because it's always like, welcome Beer Mile Nation, or, you know, we got our classics, and I don't think we've ever used that one. So congratulations.
This is an exciting new day because this is our first episode back in the studio.
We're giving each other handies under the table. You can't see it, but it makes the podcast all the better.
You can see it if you want. Check out the video version on YouTube. No, we are back. We got the green screen set up. We got the ring lights. We got the spotlight. We got 3 mics. We've got audio recording devices, the backups to the backups to the backups. We got a full studio up in this B right here.
I can't tell if our studio is just expensive or OCD because it's like the amount of backup layers that we have.
I think it's like a combination of a bunch of very poorly thrown together, the cheapest things that you can find that are still quality enough to produce it, and you kind of like rig them all together in
and then sometimes
way.
You upgrade them and you're like, why would I get rid of the lower tier?
Yeah, now it's just the backup audio.
Let's keep it all.
We upgrade the mic, so then the other mic that we had before becomes the backup mic. You know, just in case like the other 3 mics all fail, then we have a 4th mic.
I mean, we have more contingency plans than like the United States. So
oh, for sure, absolutely, yeah. And you know, Google Drive is happy that we're taking up dozens of terabytes of data on there just with all of our backups to our backups. So here we are. We have an episode today with Dirty Durgs, Emily Durgin, M. Durgin.
Dirty Durgs.
Depending on what walk of life you know her from, she's known by all of those things. And this is fun. We talked about some things that Adam and I love: gambling, going to the casino,
facts about Maine.
Facts about Maine. Mila Kunis, always a great topic. Golfing and running. Those two, and specifically, comparing the two of them. And
dude, we've got, speaking of which, plug to the listeners, we've got some golfing content coming out.
We do.
I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be there.
Adam and I are going on a little golf trip this weekend, so beware of what might pop up on the Insta stories over the course of the weekend. We'll see. It might get a little explicit.
There is somebody that might be able to beat Chris in a chug off. So
that's the word. That's what I heard. I'll believe it when I see it.
I think that's fair.
We'll have to do a series of events. It's like you can't.
It's the beer Olympics. It's a whole weekend.
Yeah. So sure, maybe he can beat me in a pint, but can I beat him in a double barrel? Who can win Edward 40 hands? It's got to be like a best 3 of 5, and we each get to pick our best 2 competitions.
Yeah,
and then we get a wild card
you get
competition.
Your advantage. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. TBD. We'll get into this discussion with M here very quick, very soon. But we got a couple things we want to hit on first. First of all, shout outs. We got some crew doing work over on Strava. So we've got this Beer Mile group. Look it up on Strava if you're not there yet. I think we've got almost 700 people in this group.
Shit.
It's the best group on Strava. Just called Beer Mile. It's got Tinny, the little running guy. And when I look at this leaderboard every week, so if you're in this group, just know that Adam and I scour this thing
every fucking day.
You make us feel inadequate because I think I'm like training well, crushing it, working hard, and then I go in here and there's people throwing down 100-mile weeks, and I'm like, wow, gosh, what am I doing? These are supposed to be beer milers. Like, what are we doing running 100-mile weeks? I thought we were supposed to be running laps and drinking beers, and here we are running 100-mile weeks. And
the first shout out goes to Anna Stats.
Yeah,
Stats.
Every week, Anna, just throwing down.
It fucking hurts me internally because I'm like, I'm gonna run 10 miles this week, and then Anna runs 100.
Yeah, she's got 1 week under 100 miles in the last 2 months, and it was a 91-mile week. So
get over it, man. Get over yourself.
Crushing it, Anna. Our guy, Dave Melly's in here. He's been putting in the work for Chicago Marathon. We're going to be cheering him on out on the race course. Got a couple others up here.
Shout out Ryan Murphy, longtime listener.
Ryan Murphy, longtime listener. First time, long time, or wait, long time, first time, whatever you say. Yeah, we'll keep shouting you out on here. We'll just know we're keeping track of those that are putting in the work on Strava.
And it's not necessarily the people at the top, because yours truly is not at the top. So I see people who are relative to me.
Yeah, well, we're finding random people on this leaderboard and just commenting on their activities. We're sliding in there, giving you some love. And so if you want to be a part of that action, head on over to Strava and join our group Beer Mile. I don't know, maybe we'll organize some group runs or something out of here at some point in the future. But for now, you're going to get some love from Adam and I on your activities. So I think that's probably temptation enough, right? Is that good enough? Probably
I think so.
Any other shout outs that we want to give this week? Trying to think of any other action. Oh, the other shout out we'll give, the winners of the Under Armour shoe giveaway. So thank you to everyone who signed up for our Under Armour All Out Mile team. Everyone who did it over the last 2 weeks. We gave away 4 free pairs of shoes. So shout out to, and I'll do the Insta names because it's funnier. Brett the Jet got his pair of shoes.
The Jet.
Ray OK got his pair of shoes. K Bergen and Macy Nicole got their shoes as well.
Macy grabbed a pair. Nice.
Yeah. So
yeah, I last time I checked, I think was last night, and we're winning by 3.
No, we're down again.
We're down again.
We're down again. Yeah, people, it's not that we aren't doing well. You guys are crushing it, but we got people crushing it even more than us, and we can't accept that. Look at that. We're down by 4. We're down by 4.
And who is this fucking Austin Marathon group? Why we can't let a marathon? Hey, we're like the Austin Marathon group. Fuck you guys.
We do everything here in the Beer Mile Nation group. We got milers, beer milers, marathoners. We got everyone. We got mountain runners.
Just sign. Like if you're gonna go walk your dog, sign up for this race. You'll get us to win. It's free. It's
$15,000 to charity. Literally, literally. UALoutmile.com/beermilenation. After you register, I think the thing that some people are forgetting to do, and I have to reach out and assist a little bit because the website's a little confusing. After you register, so you can click to skip syncing your device if you want, if you just want to speed things up. So it literally takes 15 seconds to sign up. You got to actually go to the tab though that says teams. Search for beer, you'll see Beer Mile Nation, and you got to click join the team. That's the step that I think some people are missing. Make sure you do that. We want everyone to participate in the race as well, but if you can't participate in the race, please just sign up anyway because it's going to help us donate $15,000 to charity.
Dude, I have a burning question.
Okay, fire it.
Jax, are you cooking onions?
There's onions being cooked.
Dude, my eyes hurt so much.
You can sense it over here.
I can feel it, yeah.
Oh, the eyes are tearing up. The chef's in the kitchen doing her magic on some onions.
And she kind of operates it. You got yourself a chef plus a videographer plus she's multifaceted. She's
crushing it back there. Absolutely. Closing out on this All Out Mile plug, we are going to have a race for the Chicagoans in person. So it's a virtual event. Anyone can sign up all over the world. But in Chicago, we're going to do a little race somewhere. TBD on the location exactly. Probably at the Montrose track in Chicago. For those of you that are in the city, you'll know where that is.
Yeah.
The week of October 4th. So probably like the week nights of October 7th or 8th, I believe is what we're looking at. So keep it open on the calendar. Evening, probably 6 p.m.-ish.
If you know people here, if you live here, hit them up. I mean, word on the street is we're putting it all on the company card for the drinks afterwards.
Yeah. There might be a little meetup sesh afterwards. A little underground, off the record Beer Mile Nation meetup post race. Only for the Beer Mile Nation, not for the rest of these Under Armour All Out Mile participants that aren't on the Beer Mile Nation team.
Absolutely
but
not.
Yeah, there might be some drinks included with your race on the track, competing and or just spectating. Might be able to.
Actually, that would be hype if we had a ton of spectators.
That would be great because then the people racing will actually have a lot of people cheering them on.
Yeah,
so that would be great too. Bring your friends, your family,
bring
your
the
dogs,
squad, man.
Your guinea pigs, your snakes, your whoever else you want to. Your giant
armadillos,
printouts of people's heads on cardboard.
Yeah,
all those things that get the people hyped.
And something else, some things and something. And so anyway, here's Emily Durgin. Do you cry every time you cut your onions, Well, skip that shit. Never nick your sack with Manscaped.
Great segue. Manscaped, the official ball hugger of the Beer Mile podcast. We got the Manscaped Performance Boxer Briefs, the Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker, the... I'm blanking on all the funny names.
I have a proposal for a product from Manscaped. Because they make not only such good hair trimmers, but also big fan of their boxers, their performance underwear. Mm-hmm. I think, for the winter in Chicago, it gets quite cold. You got the wind chill, could be -20. I don't know.
Yeah.
And, as a male, you put the sock underneath your clothes. You put it over your member.
Yep.
I think Manscaped should come up with a specific, you know how you have
casing for your wiener.
Yeah, not quite like a casing, but you know how you have like a Snuggie, you put your arms through it and you just sit on the couch. I need one of those for my boys when I go out for a run. So,
I mean, that's basically what underwear is, but you're saying specifically just the frontal coverage, like an additional layer of frontal coverage. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So how about what if they just make the performance boxers, but the front has material that's like fleece in the front, or like a windbreaker.
Oh, like a winter version of the underwear.
The outer version of just, and so like the back material and the leg material is still the same. So it's
very
not too
breathable,
much,
very
breathable, but just around the boys you got like an outer layer that's like a windbreaker, and then the inside, which is like a nice fleece.
I like that.
Oh, that'd be great.
So how many times do you get back home and you're literally just like, you have your hands down there in the shower, warm ass shower, because you're like, it might fall off. I got to keep it.
And it's bad to have that shock of like going from extreme cold to extreme hot. It's super painful. So, man, an untapped market. You're welcome, Manscaped. We'll maybe have to negotiate a higher invoice price on the next month because we just gave you a free product idea.
That's who we are. We're product guys.
We do right by our sponsors, by our advertisers. We always have, we always will go above and beyond for them. So Manscaped, we got the exclusive 20% off and free shipping with our code BeerMile, no spaces, for anything on manscaped.com. Pair of boxers, your trimmers, your aftershaves, anything that you could need, the cologne, I got it all.
My plan for my underwear drawer is every time I want to replace one of my boxers, I just put it in the trash and then I order the performance underwear from Manscaped.
Honestly, I'm on board with that because it works for everything. Like part of the, and this is serious, like part of the issue with underwear is like some of it is like comfy for day to day, but I wouldn't wear it like under my tights or anything to like run.
Exactly.
And so then it's like, okay, so I like dirty the pair during the day and then I put on a different pair to run. I dirty those too. It's like, why shouldn't I be able to just wear a pair that's comfortable enough to sit in all day that I'm not like scrunched up in? Then that also does work for like keeping things secure when I'm running. It's like it's like honestly, it's perfect. I love it.
It's literally all-terrain performance underwear.
It is. It's an all-terrain vehicle. Absolutely.
These nuts are an all-terrain.
You don't have to buy your Ferrari for the road and then also your ATV for the off-road and your Humvee. It's just you just get the all-in-one.
your cock and balls. It's a daily driver. I mean, let's be real.
Man, we talk about these a lot, but you know what? They honestly are the best, you know? And I've been shaving my legs, not afraid to admit it. I love shaving my legs. But shaving my legs with the Lawnmower 4.0 for several months now, ever since we started this partnership with Manscaped.
Oh, dude, putting nothing better. And I think this is where females finally understand men shaving. Nothing better than putting your legs underneath like a big comforter
it's gorgeous.
Or a pair of jeans and it feels smooth instead of like tugging.
Yep.
Feels amazing.
That's a proper night's sleep for sure.
Proper night's sleep.
That's proper.
I have a special message for Mr. Durgin, Emily Durgin's father. If you are listening, we got you for at least one pair of the performance boxers, and I'll personally throw in a Lawnmower 4.0 just because we heard you're a good guy and you're a big Maine guy. Big Maine guy. All the beer that you can drink. If you
let us come meet you. We'd love to meet you. Emily had great things to say about you. And so we'd love to spend some time out on the boat, drinking some beers, enjoying ourselves, and do get to see the sights of Maine.
I don't think lake boats get barnacles on them, but like we'll scrub them off.
We'll scrub it all off.
That's
what
boat people do, right? You like
scrub your barnacles. Yeah. All I know about barnacles is Barnacle Boy. My guy, Barnacle Boy. Speaking of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, let's get into this conversation with Emily Durgin, aka M, aka Durgs.
Dirty Durgs.
Well, welcome to the Beer Mile podcast, and it's a little unfortunate to see that you're drinking wine instead of beer, but I guess we'll let you off easy on this one, and it's a good thing that you have some wine because we have so many spicy questions today. You're going to be sweating like crazy, just shaking your boots, so buckle up and get ready for some super spicy topics if you're okay with that.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. And I'm sure I can handle everything. When you guys invited me on, I almost responded and was like, is it okay that I'm not a beer drinker? Can I still come on the pod? But yeah, so sorry for all the listeners. I'm not a beer drinker. I like my red wine and my rosé, but not really into beer, but I'm here and I'm excited.
We can forgive you for that. That's okay.
My first question is, so because of our inside knowledge of your super secret name, Dirty Durgs, what do you go by? Emily, Durgs? Like, what's your favorite moniker? Because I feel like you have a lot of nicknames.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I know that's funny. Like, because actually my boyfriend Preston asked how Dirty Durgs even happened. And honestly, like the first time that even happened, I feel like I was in like middle school, high school, like my first time going to like a running camp. It happened at like running camp. I don't know how, but yeah, that was like the first thing. And then it carried over to high school and college. And college, I was always Durgs, and my college group was always Durgs. And then, it kind of just continued on when I joined New Balance Boston with Durgs and Durgin, and then that carried over to Flagstaff. So that's how it goes. But yeah, I don't mind Durgs or Durgin or M, but how it all started, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I don't know.
Very nice.
I think that I was pretty innocent.
So it looked like you and Preston got to enjoy some time at the end of the season, some downtime in Vegas. How was that trip? Did you get to truly unwind and enjoy yourself there?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I convinced him. So at first he was kind of like, let's just do 2 nights. Like 2 nights is more than enough in Vegas. And I was like, come on, like, let's do 3 by the time I fly and get in. So we ended up compromising and doing 3 because I wanted to do 3. How it goes.
He knows how to compromise properly.
Yeah. But honestly, we had a lot of fun. We stayed at Aria. We went to a show one night. We gambled a little bit, had some nice dinner, and we just kind of did the whole Vegas thing. And 3 nights was honestly more than enough. I was ready to leave by Friday.
What's the gambling game of
he
choice?
was right.
Gambling game of choice.
So So roulette was definitely big for us. I get really addicted to the slot machines, and they have Crazy Rich Asians is like one of like the new games that they have. They actually now that I've played it in Vegas. Now I keep getting like radio ads for it that they have like ones at the casinos here in Arizona. So I was like, press, we got to go. They have the Crazy Rich Asian game here in Arizona. So, but yeah, I lost like way too much money on that stupid slot machine. So anyways, yeah, we just had fun with roulette and the Crazy Rich Asian slot machine.
Is roulette like a game that you have a good chance at winning? I actually don't know. I've never.
It's like similar. I mean, kind of blackjack, roulette, craps. They're all like, you don't have a 50-50 chance. You have less than a 50-50, but it still is like reasonable enough that you could win. Like you're not going to lose every single time. They want you to stick around.
It's better than the slots.
Yeah, it's probably better than the slots. What was this like a high roller slots, or were you betting like 500 per pull, or are you betting like a cent at a time? What are we talking for the stakes on this?
Yeah, well, in Vegas, they don't let you do 1 cent. Like, I think the lowest is like 60 cents per, so $20 goes really quick there.
Yeah.
Because there are some slots that you can bet like 5 cents at a time, but the lowest in Vegas is like, I don't remember what it was. I think like 60 cents is probably the lowest you can really go. But yeah, so $20 would go so fast, and then you're like, so then you put another 20 in, and how it goes. But roulette, most of the time we just did like black or red. So we didn't get really fancy with everything else. I honestly, same with Preston, we didn't quite understand I don't know, because there's people that will like do it throughout all the numbers and whatever that means. But pretty much we just did black or red, and we ended up pretty much coming away even with that, because we'd be down and we'd get back up to where we started, and then we kind of walked away. He's much better than I am with that. But long story short, it was a fun vacation and within driving distance to Arizona. So yeah, we had our fun, and I don't know, I call it cheap entertainment,
especially
at the end of the day,
if you come away even, you're like, well, I got 4 hours of entertainment for free, basically.
Right. It's just to let you know, it's never even. You always.
It's more like, I only lost like $100 for the entertainment for the day, or 500, whatever the number is.
Last time we gambled in Arizona, we both walked away positive.
We did, but that's not every time.
It's definitely not every time.
Yeah. So what was? I was just gonna say, what was the scene in Vegas like right now with? Obviously with COVID still being a thing, was it bumping? Like, were there a lot of people there? Like, were they still walking around with free drinks while you're playing the slot machines? How was the overall vibe?
Yeah, so I was actually like very surprised. Like when Preston told me that they were requiring masks everywhere, I thought he was just telling me that because he was going to make me wear one everywhere. But we got there, and that is like the reason that they've been able to stay open is you have to wear masks everywhere. So in all the resorts, in all the casinos, you have to have a mask on. They're enforcing it. The show we went to, you're wearing a mask. Obviously, like when you have a drink, you can like lower your mask and take a drink, but there are servers like walking around to serve you drinks. So that's all still normal. But honestly, like the reason that they've been able to stay open is because they've been probably so strict with their mask mandate, which I mean, we were fine with. It was, it was pretty busy overall, I would say. We left Friday, so we were there Tuesday to Friday. So the big weekend wave was coming in. So yeah, you could kind of see like when we were checking out, a lot of people were arriving, but we asked at the hotel, and they said, yeah, it's picking up and it's been pretty busy. So overall, pretty normal scene, and the shows are picking up. So yeah. Yeah, but I was very surprised that the mask mandate was very strict and enforced. But again, we had no issues with that because you kind of I felt a bit safer.
Right. That's good that they are doing that. I kind of figured it was something like they just say it to make it look good, and then they don't actually enforce it. But it's good that they're following through on it at least. So that's a good thing. Yeah. And you also did it right too. It's really nice to be in Vegas on the weekend and like when it's super busy, super bumping, but it's also then it's like impossible to like get a seat at a table to play table games and to get a seat at the slots. So I think you did it right by going on some weekdays. That kind of works out well. You don't have to like fight the crowd too much.
Totally. Yeah. And we got to go to all the nice restaurants. Oh, one other thing, like no buffets or anything like that. So, I didn't get to experience the cool like buffet thing, but yeah, so we got reservations super easy into the nice restaurants and all that. So we did what I wanted to do and got out of there before the huge crowds. I mean, I could care less about being around a bunch of people and
you got the Las Vegas caliber.
Yes.
Okay, you got me thinking food now. So you've got a buffet situation. Like, what are you stocking your plate with in a typical buffet situation? Are you like going to the, I don't even know, the meats, the salads, the desserts, the like, what are you going for at the buffet?
Pudding.
Yeah, the pudding.
Chocolate pudding every day.
Oh God, just pudding. I mean, come on, you got to pick like the ice cream or the cake over the pudding. But anyway.
Yeah. When I was little, we used to do big family trips to Mexico. So I always loved like the all you can eat buffet, and like the desserts were always my favorite because you like take everything and you try a little bit of, and normally they look better than they taste. So most of the time you're like very disappointed, but then you find one that you really like. So, but that was always the case. Like me and my cousins would just like get one of everything and just, but as like a food category, definitely like more like Asian type, you know, the pad thai, the rice, the anything that's like Asian fusion cuisine is my like go-to. So a good like Chinese buffet. My favorite.
I always feel so guilty when I order a pad thai because I feel like that's like the equivalent of going there and getting a Starbucks, you know?
Because it's just like too basic. Like you can get it anywhere. Yeah.
It's my fallback, but I try to stray from that every now and then.
Yeah. But Chinese food is also something you don't really make on your own at home. It's always something that you get out. So like it's a good buffet food. You can get a variety, try a little bit of everything. It's all good.
Right.
So I'm curious about Preston. And I mean, it sounds like you've just got, my first question was who wore the pants, but certainly he might wear the golfing pants. My second question, follow up on golfing. What's it like dating another professional athlete?
Yeah. So when we met, when I moved to Flagstaff in the spring of 2019, met on Bumble. So big fan of Bumble out there. Oh yeah. Shout out to Bumble. Sponsor me. So it was honestly like, it has been very great because he understands the balance between, you know, traveling and training and being tired and all that. But what's also been really awesome to see him do over the last 12 months is kind of get into his next career. So he is full-time in real estate now, and he has been crushing it and doing really great in like the Phoenix and Flagstaff area. And he's even recruited a few of my fellow running buddies to join in under him to kind of, it's also a great career that does match well with being a professional athlete because you can do as much or as little as you want. So when he first took the course, he's like, I don't know how much I'm going to be doing this. I'm still on tour and playing and all that. And then the pandemic hit and he wasn't playing at all. So he kind of dove into a bit more. And so it's been a really, really cool to see him kind of transition over the past year. At the same time, he's super supportive about everything because obviously for the past 7 years, he's been full on in his sport after college. So it's overall, I'm very fortunate to be with someone that's not necessarily a professional runner, but understands what it's like to be trying to, kind of follow your dream.
Right. So is he, what exactly is he doing with real estate? Is he like just listing houses, selling houses? Is he also like flipping them, doing renovations? Like what sort of work is he doing? And also you mentioned people under, is he working with Matt Lano as one of his people? Okay. Cause I know Matt talked about that as well, as he's getting into real estate. So that's funny. Okay. So they're working together.
They're working together. Yeah. So they are, so it's the brokerage is called EXP. So that's who like Press signed with. And so he's like an agent. So he represents people buying and selling. And that's kind of the first and foremost thing. And then at the same time, he's gotten to the point where he's like a mentor. So now he can bring on new agents. So he brought on like Matt and Brandon, and they like work underneath him. So, if they need help, they call Preston, and that's kind of how it works. And yeah, so big term, long term, like big vision. Like we want to eventually have more property and like rentals, short term and long term, and something that we kind of want to do together in like the Flagstaff and Phoenix area. So that's kind of the long term goal, to have more rental proproperties.
I'll keep both of your numbers just on lock for whenever I want to inevitably move to Flagstaff.
Yeah, when I get my vacation home in Flagstaff, I'll be looking to you. So So is it as sexy as it is on HGTV? Is it Preston's in the house like sledgehammering the wall out and putting in the tile himself? Is it that sexy, or is it a little more administrative than that?
Yeah, well, honestly, both Matt and Preston are like so good at like home renovations. Like Preston and I bought our condo in 2019. Yes, the fall. So before everything got like crazy expensive. Now looking back, we're like, gosh, we should have bought like two. But so Preston did completely do our condo on his own. So he was literally like demoing the kitchen and did all that. And so he can do it. I think it's awesome, but I didn't love like living in it. Yeah. So, so there was about like 3 weeks where I was just so miserable. I was like, my kitchen is all torn up. But anyways, that was kind of during the pandemic. It kind of gave him something to do. But now he's so busy that he has no time to be doing that kind of stuff. But him and Matt both, they can completely gut a house and do it on their own, which saves a lot of money. So not everyone has that quality.
Absolutely. Major props. Yeah.
Have you with him being have you ever taken him on a run, and has he ever taken you to a golf course?
Oh, yeah. So, well, he doesn't run with me, but we have a nice bike. So, especially in the fall, like nice doubles, he will hop on the bike and come for like a 30-minute double in the evening, which is really nice because you know how doubles are. You like really don't want to go. So it's nice to have someone on the bike to kind of talk to and like play music. So he'll do that. And then as for golf, I'm terrible at golf. And I think it more like frustrates him if I try to go and play with him because then I just like, I don't know, it's not much fun. But we do have a par 3 course next to our condo and Flag. So if we get like a few couples together, like that's kind of fun because a par 3, you really can't mess up that much. And
right.
So we will do that sometimes. But I know he always like wants me to come like sit in the car but it's so hot in Phoenix.
Yeah, just like baking in the sun all day.
I've never met someone like it always sounds like a good idea to whoever's going and actually playing, but I've never heard anyone agree to just sitting in the cart
for the whole for 3 hours.
Yeah, it is kind of miserable.
Yeah. So let's be honest, like what's harder as a professional athlete, golf or running? Which is a harder sport to be a pro in?
100. Okay, he's gonna disagree, but 100% running. I don't know, but I just think that it takes so much. Right, it has so much more. I don't know, like it's just like how many people have gone out for like an 18-mile like long run? You know, just go do that and then come back to me. Like that's like the norm for us. So but anyways, it's pretty wild. Like it's hard. Yeah. Pat Casey actually said it like super well. Cause like you can go on like an easy run with anyone and like we can slow down and like run easy and you really don't know how good we are. But then like there was one summer where Pat went out and golfed with Preston and he's like, you just go and play. And it's just like, you can tell how good they are. Like our sport. Right. Like you'd have to like come and maybe watch like a really, really key workout to be like, oh, okay. Like they're like next level, but golfing, like it's just so like, you just go and watch him play like 2 holes and you're like, okay, like that's next level. So like Casey said that really well, like last summer. Yeah. So I thought that was a little bit interesting between the 2 sports, because you can kind of like dumb down running for anyone, but golf, like you can't really like just play off. I don't know.
Right. I was wondering, because golf, it seems like you probably spend more time. I don't know. You probably spend more time like practicing for golf, because it's not like you're going to get like an overuse injury. Like you're out there for more hours, I guess you could say. Like running is more intense for the time you're doing it, but maybe more off time. But I don't know, like the fact that in running you have to sacrifice like so much stuff out in the rest of your life. Like you can't be like going out, I don't know, partying, or like you got to watch what you eat, like all that sort of stuff. I feel like golfers like don't necessarily have to do that as much. Maybe that's just my perception. Maybe the top golfers watching what they're doing a little bit.
As much as golf and baseball have evolved to actually be athletic, like you can still get away with being fat and playing baseball.
A little bit, yeah. It's still, it's a different kind of athleticism, but yeah.
I can agree with that, but I will agree with like, it is that is one thing that Preston did say, like when he was training full time, the amount of hours that he was training a day are so much greater than like what we do. You know, like we have our morning workout like 3 hours, but yeah, I guess it's because there's so many more things that you can work on, like technique wise. Mm-hmm. But then again, like the small things like the eating and sleeping, I guess it's not going to really matter as much. So yeah, I mean, I think he would definitely agree with everything you just said, because we definitely talked about that. It is more hours for sure.
Yeah. So earlier this year, you made a sponsor switch from Under Armour to Adidas. Curious if you could give us some of the background and details on this. And this episode of the Beer Mile podcast actually is sponsored by the Under Armour All Out Mile, but that does not mean that we aren't afraid to shit on them. So this is an open forum. Say whatever you want to say. We're promoting the event, not Under Armour. So no, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, what led to that transition from one sponsor to another, and especially in a year that's such a, I guess, critical year. Not that every year isn't important, but in an Olympic year, you know, leading into the Olympic trials, making that switch at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I would never shit on Under Armour. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if it wasn't for Under Armour. Under Armour was like my first real professional contract. So little background, I graduated from UConn and ran well at the conference level, but never made it on the national scene, and went to New Balance Boston kind of on a whim. I wanted to continue running, but I didn't quite know how to do that. So I had Abby D'Agostino's little sister was my college roommate. So I had a little in there, basically sold myself to Mark Coogan and asked him if I could join his group and train with his girls. So yeah, so kind of that's how I got into like the professional running scene, and then was able to sign with Total Sports in 2018. And then that's when kind of I did the whole contract thing. And Under Armour was the ones that were building a group in Flagstaff, and they were able to offer me my first professional contract. So anyways, that's how I got into professional running and living in Flagstaff and building this group in Flag, which was amazing. And I was all in 100% for. And yeah, so we started the process of building a group, bringing in athletes, and Stephen Haas was kind of the brains behind it and was coached under him. And then in 2020, the pandemic happened and all that. I re-signed with Under Armour for like another 4 years. So through 2024 and big goals of running a marathon and all of that. And then the whole like shoe game happened. And I like stayed very naive. I didn't quite know, because I hadn't run like half marathon or anything like, or full marathon. So I didn't know that shoes could really change how fast you ran. I was still just happy that I was working as a professional runner. That was like my job. So so that was kind of happening during COVID, and Under Armour was like on the ball. Like we were trying to develop a shoe, and I was behind the scenes, like working on a distance shoe. And that was so much fun because I got to like give a lot of feedback, and we were trying to develop a marathon shoe, which I knew eventually that I would run in when I ran my first marathon. And so that kind of was all happening. And then fast forward to the Olympic year, these track spikes started to like come out, and everyone wanted to run in Nike shoes. So Under Armour, just because of what they stand for, they could not allow their athletes to run in a competitor's brand. And I think that that's amazing. So they basically said to all of their track and field athletes competing in the Olympic trials, if you want to run in a competitor's shoe, then we are going to suspend your contract and you will become a free agent, and you can run in whatever shoe you want and you can do whatever you want, but you're not being paid by us or anything. And I was like, oh, why would anyone like do that? Like, I'm going to run in my Under Armour shoes. Like, like what? I need to get paid. So I mean, it's not like secret, like this story I can tell anyone. So I didn't pause my contract. I decided to continue to run in Under Armour and, stay with my sponsor. And more athletes started to come out saying that we are very thankful that Under Armour is allowing us to do this. And in order for us to reach our full potential, running in the best shoes that we believe is possible, yada, yada, yada. So a bunch of athletes made these like statements, why they were running not in Under Armour at the trials. And after the trials, it's when my agent came to me and was like, you can still suspend your contract as we're moving forward, going into another big year, World's year with like the running shoes and everything. There's certain brands that are interested in you. And I was like, really? So
nudge, wink, wink.
Long story short, because other athletes came out and said that Under Armour was allowing athletes to do this, brands jumped on that and were like, oh, she can get out of her contract. Would she come with us? So anyways, it helped me a lot when certain athletes did this. Other doors opened for me, and it just made sense moving forward. There was like this opportunity presented to me that I couldn't let down. And I feel very grateful for what Under Armour did up until this point. But with me focusing on the longer distance and going to a company that already had shoes, was like huge. Like that was like a big thing. Like I wasn't going to leave Under Armour and go to another brand that was kind of in the same boat as Under Armour. So Adidas, just made sense to me. I liked their shoes. I knew their shoes worked for me. So it just kind of all fell in place. And that's kind of how it all happened, and how I was able to switch sponsors kind of at what people would think is kind of a weird time.
Yeah. God, that's so weird. It seems like a terrible decision from my perspective from Under Armour to do that, because they've spent the time and energy to, like in your case, like build this team in Flagstaff, sign you for 4 years, and then all of a sudden they're gonna say, like, and pretty much every other brand said that athletes could run in the Nike shoes for the Olympic year if they wanted to. Like On did that. Brooks did that. All these other brands did that. So it just seems so weird to me that they would be willing to just take the risk of everyone leaving, all the people that they worked to build and sign, and just like letting them out of their contract in the middle of it. I don't know. There's probably other things behind the scenes that I'm not sure of what's going on, but it just, I don't know. It seems very weird. It seems like a big lost opportunity for them. And I guess good for the athletes that were able to find, like yourself, find other deals that made more sense long term versus being locked into something. That's just interesting to me that was the business decision that they came to, and they weren't willing to, also not willing to invest in like betting on themselves to be able to develop a competing shoe. Like if they really believed in themselves, they could have said, like, athletes, you can race in whatever shoe you want this year, and we promise by 2022 that we're going to have a competitor to the Dragonfly and to the Next Percents and or whatever else. We're gonna work on reverse engineering it by then, or whatever exactly the process would be.
Yeah, and they did do that. So there are a lot of athletes that decided to pause their contracts to run in competitor shoes, and then and then are going to go back to the brand, because that was also part of it. Like, just because you were suspending your contract didn't mean that you couldn't like come back to the brand. It was just like, when you are racing in shoes that aren't ours, we can't pay you. It's a breach of contract, essentially. So they were kind of, it was more kind of the whole umbrella of Under Armour. It's kind of what they do for every single athlete. They're not going to let like a basketball player or any other athlete do that. So that's kind of like, as a brand, what they stand for. So they had to let that trickle down to running, and we couldn't get like special treatment. So I totally like acknowledge that and think that that's great as the brand. And there's athletes that are still Under Armour athletes. They still wore all the kit and everything. And the shoe is, obviously I'm still close with everyone. So Matt has showed me the updates on the shoe, and he's been racing in it, and it looks great, and a track spike's coming. So they basically, them doing that was like kind of them saying like, we're confident that, if you guys don't want to be with us, like, we can get other athletes that will be with us and will run in our shoes. So I think it will work out great for Under Armour and for past Under Armour athletes, because they're going to bring in, top athletes, and they're going to have great shoes, and athletes that were able to sign with other brands were able to do that. So I think at the end of the day, they made the right decision. And I think it's going to work out the best for the brand.
Well, they lost you, so I think they still made the wrong decision, in my opinion. So it still is the wrong decision.
I think I'm sure they were a little upset about that, and with me, and Rachel and all that. But hey, I think at the end of the day, like, it's a business, and I made a business decision, and that's what it comes down to. Like, this is, not only is it, my running career, but it's also like financially my career. And I'm trying to look out for like 40-year-old Emily. And this just happened to be the decision I made. That's going to, personally, I think, be the best financially in 20 years from now.
Absolutely.
I mean, living till 40 sounds like a myth. I don't know.
So why are you so worried about that far in the future? So then with the Adidas sponsorship, then do you what are your terms as far as where you train? Like, is it really flexible and you get to kind of choose your own path as far as where you train, who you train with, et cetera, kind of over time? Like, say you want to make switches and all of that. Is it all kind of open-ended from that aspect?
Yeah, well, people are going to be like, this girl has run for every brand, has trained with every coach. Like, I'm trying like not to be that way. When you see that I was like New Balance, and then Under Armour, Adidas, and I had like Mark, and then Steven, and now Terrence, like, people are gonna be like, what is wrong with this girl? But I swear it's not because anything was going wrong. Like, like it just was kind of where life was pushing me. And again, came down to like the best overall place. And yes, but back to the original question. I'm with Adidas now. I'm being coached by Terrence. I am living in Flagstaff full time, and I will do trips to San Diego occasionally for sea-level training. But that's kind of how it will go. My life won't change a ton. Total Sports is still my agent and management company, and they work really well with Terrence and a lot of his athletes already. So my life's not going to change a whole lot, other than running in a different uniform and shoes.
We might have to send you. You know how they have those things? It's like the map of the world, but you can scratch countries off. We should send you like a thing of coaches and brands that you can start scratching off.
It's only 3. It's not even that many.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like that's actually pretty common. I mean, there are definitely people that are like with one brand for life, but I don't know. Thinking of like people we had on recently, Will Lear, he's been with Brooks, Nike, and Under Armour now, so it's like it's not that uncommon. It's pretty common.
No, and I have great things to say about New Balance, Under Armour, and Adidas, and same with like Mark Coogan, Steven, and now Terrence. So it's not like that because there was something totally wrong with that. I think it wasn't.
So you said you had great things to say. What are some maybe not so great things you have to say about friends of the pod, Bailey and Shayla?
Oh gosh, I miss them so much. It was funny. Preston came up to Flag last weekend and he's like, gosh, it's so sad. I feel like everyone's left. Like nobody's here anymore. He's like, Bailey and Shayla are gone. And it's just, So I have nothing bad to say about them other than I am very upset that they decided to go live their lives and leave Flagstaff. But no, super, super proud and excited for them. I messaged with Shayla recently and she's doing super well, and her team loves her and she loves them, and things are kind of all seem like they're working out there. And then awesome opportunity for Bailey out in Notre Dame, and that is huge. Like, who gets their first coaching gig at like a university like that?
Yeah,
like, that's
exactly.
I mean, it's kind of like comical. So obviously she is on a very good path. But selfishly, I'm a little upset that they're not around anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Flagstaff is still a running hub, probably the running hub with Boulder. So I think you'll find plenty of people to train with. So we have a fun game that we want to get into about your home state. But one other thing I wanted to ask to kind of close out on some of the running questions here. So you toured up on the roads this summer, did a lot of races on the roads after the Olympic trials. So I guess, first question is how were the Olympic trials? You got 9th there and it was super hot. Like, how did that race in general, I guess, play out? And was it enjoyable in any way to go out there and, suffer in the heat and all of that as part of that race? I mean, placing 9th, really, really good placing, and then coming back strong this summer with all the road races as well. So yeah, curious to hear about your experience there.
Yeah, thanks. Honestly, the trials for me was just fun. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was ranked like last. Like they originally were going to do 2 heats, and I was so upset that I was going to end up being in the second heat because I didn't run another 10K. My time was from like December of the year before. Yeah. So we were like, we have a time. It's not going to matter. And then everyone started running these crazy fast 10Ks. And then it was like 10 days before like the trials. They're like, oh, they're doing 2 heats now. So I was like super bummed going into it because I was like, oh, I don't want to go all the way to the trials and be in like the second heat. Like, that's just no fun. But everything worked out as it always does. And it was 1 heat. And yeah, so for me, there was just no pressure going into it. It was just kind of about having fun. I thrive in like hot, humid, nasty conditions because I can just see everyone else like freaking out around me. So another reason why I love summer road racing is because you just, it's not those perfect California nights where we're going to go rip off 74s for 25. Like, I don't really enjoy that. That's not racing to me. That's let's just like, we could do this in practice at home. So it was just fun. It was just racing. It was just kind of picking off people, and I'd see like one person start to like get closer to me and I'd like catch up to them. So was I going there to make my first team? No, I wasn't. I was going there just to experience the Hayward magic and get in the mix. And it left me wanting more and excited for 3 years from now. So overall, it was just fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that mentality. And it was fun to see you just dive into races all summer long too. I feel like so many runners are, all in on the one race and then they stop racing and they you don't really see them that often racing throughout the year. So it's cool that you just got to hit up the racing circuit all summer, cash in on some, a bunch of top 3 finishes at the USATF races, and just get to have some fun with it too. That was really fun to follow along.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you train so hard all year for this fitness. Like I had been working my butt off since December of 2020. And then obviously the trials was, in my mind, this is like the beginning of me showing my fitness. So yeah, the fitness was all there. And then from the trials all the way to the 20K, I kind of just tried to ride that fitness out and have some fun with races. And I think in the 20K, it was kind of like stretching it just a little bit far, but I got through it. And yeah, now it's time to reset. But yeah, I mean, I had all this fitness. I was like, I might as well cash in on it. So it was a lot of fun that my coach was behind that and got to run all those races.
Absolutely. All right. So we have a game here. We're going to ask you, so you're from Maine, you grew up in Maine. We're going to ask some questions about Maine and test your knowledge a little bit. So there are 11 questions that are just basic facts about Maine. Some are easier than others. Some are super easy. Some are a little.
I was going to say, Christ almighty, I don't know if they're basic.
Well, you'll see. So our question to you before we start, there's 11 of them. How many do you think that you'll get right out of 11? What's your prediction?
Oh, my dad is going to be very disappointed if I say anything less than 11 because he is like a die-hard Mainer. So I'd be curious to know if he could even answer all these. But I don't know. Like, I'm like, this is like in college. Like I would like go through and count like how many I knew I definitely got wrong. So then I would know kind of what the score.
Dude, that's exactly what Jordan does.
I know I got this one wrong, this one wrong. Do I still have enough right to make the grade?
Do I still have enough right to at least get like a 70?
That's hilarious.
I don't know. So I'll say like 8.
Okay, so now Adam, do you think that she will get more than 8 right or less than 8 right? We're gonna take the over under bet here.
Oh gosh.
What do you think? I think 8 was a good choice, honestly. There's a couple in there that are tricky, but
that's really fair.
What you gonna go?
It's gonna be like super embarrassing.
I don't. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully for your sake, it's not embarrassing. I think
as the first person, I gotta take the over.
Okay, so you think she'll get it? Say at least 8, right?
At least 8.
Okay, so I have to take the other side. I'll say you'll get less than 8, right? I think you got the right bet here. So I think they start off easy and maybe get a little harder as we go. So here we go. First one. What is the most famous seafood from Maine?
Lobster.
Okay,
all right, there we go. We're on.
There we go. There's one. So this is crazy. I didn't realize Maine produces 40 million pounds of lobster annually, which is 90% of the nation's supply of lobster. That's crazy. 90% from one state. That's, I don't know. There's a lot of coastal states. Listeners, you're learning so much today. All right,
dude, Mr. Durgin's gonna be so hyped about this podcast. All right, question number 2. What is the capital of Maine?
Augusta.
Okay. Easy.
Quarter of the way there.
All right. Next one. What is the population of Augusta? And we'll take pretty close, within say like 5,000 or something. Okay. I think is fair. The population of Augusta.
I am so bad at this. The population. I don't know. Like 20,000.
Oh, that's good
close enough.
Yeah,
that's close.
It's 18,500 is what.
That's not bad.
You're in it.
You said within 5.
Yep.
Within 5,000 is a big range for me.
I don't know. Sometimes cities are hard to gauge, in my opinion. Like 20,000 versus 40,000. It's like I don't know. I can't tell the difference. True. All right, next one.
I have a hard time with that too. Yeah.
All right. What is the total population of Maine? See, I wouldn't know this for Illinois for sure.
The total population, it's like 120,000.
There's an incorrect one. 1.3 million. So there's the.
What? Where are those people? A million?
1.3 million. Yep.
They're on all the islands.
That doesn't, that must not, is that like, that can't be like year round people. That's got to be like including all Massachusetts people that own houses there. Year round, it's probably closer to my number.
All right. Well, there, first mistake
That's
so far.
wrong. Yeah, that's very wrong. I have no idea. That was bad.
Okay, here we go. I think we're getting, this could go either way. So what is the Maine state bird?
The chickadee.
Oh, you got it. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Every question is like, oh, I don't know if I should have chose the over, but
still through.
Yeah, no, I know that. Okay.
Okay. What is Maine's state tree?
The pine tree.
Yeah.
Wow, how do you know all this?
Yeah, you're impressive. I don't know this from my own state. This is crazy. Okay, you do have some Maine.
That's pretty easy. Okay. Yeah.
Man, okay. The state fish.
The state fish? Oh, I know what I want to say, but that could be wrong. Is it bass?
No, it is not. It is salmon.
Okay. Salmon.
Yeah.
I would not. Must be like lake salmon because I don't know how much.
Landlocked salmon.
Yeah, lake salmon, landlocked salmon. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It is landlocked. Yeah. So
yeah. Okay.
Half a point.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say it's gotta be like some type of lake fish is why I said bass, but landlocked salmon. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Close enough. That's basically a bass.
We're switching back to underhanders. What is the largest city?
The largest city is Portland.
Yes, correct. Man, okay. So only two. So you can get one more of the next three wrong and you still get your 8.
Okay.
So let's see here. The number of Maine islands. And we can do, let's do multiple choice here. So you got 4 options. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, or 4,000.
Oh my gosh, that many. Oh, wow. Okay. That's insane. I'm going to say 3,000.
That's correct.
Dude, when in doubt, you just option C.
I know. I should have made them like crazy, like 3,000, 20,000.
Yeah.
You know, dang it. Yeah, I think it was technically like 3,100. But yeah, 3,000 on the.
Wow. I wonder if that's counting like islands like in lakes as well as like off the coast.
That could be. I don't know what the definite, like how big the land has to be.
An island has to be.
Yeah, no clue. Huh. All right.
Next question. What is the highest mountain?
The highest mountain is Katahdin.
Yes.
No.
I didn't know how to say that. Yeah. So I'm glad I wouldn't have said it like that. But yes, that is correct.
It's Katahdin. People would be very upset with me, but I've never hiked Katahdin. But most people from Maine, that's like a big thing you do, like hike Katahdin. Yeah, what I hear is a very hard hike. I'm not much of a hiker. So
only 5,000 feet. How hard could it be?
Yeah, I can't. It's not super high, so it'd be easier than any of the Colorado mountains and whatnot. I guess I don't know how technical it is, if it's like rocky or what exactly the terrain is like.
Yeah. I don't know, but anyways, yeah.
Put it on your bucket list. Yeah, you'll have to climb it when your running career is done someday, or in the off season at some point.
I haven't even done Humphreys in Flagstaff, so. Yeah,
that's a bucket list one, I'd say. Well, all the locals go. Well, all the tourists too. It's everybody mountain.
Everyone, yeah.
Okay, last one here. Well, you're gonna hit the 8 regardless. Let's see if we can make it 9. What national park is in Maine?
What national park is in Maine? See, this is so easy, but now I'm blanking on it, which is it's in Bar Harbor. Acadia.
Yes.
Acadia.
Yep. Nailed it.
I was so bad because I used to do, when I was in college, they had a Acadia. It was like a running camp, and we'd stay right near the national park. And anyways, cool. I was like a camp counselor for a number of years. But yes, Acadia.
Cool.
Beautiful running trails and everything out there.
I bet. I've heard. So I haven't been to Maine, and I've heard that it's one of the most like underrated, under talked about states, and just how beautiful it is. So
yes, it is.
It's just so far away. I don't know. It's up in the corner. It's just so far away. I need to got to make my way up there at some point.
How many of these
you do? Yes,
you would have gotten for Illinois?
How many of these would I have gotten for Illinois?
Yeah, or I guess for Iowa.
For not nowhere near.
I would have gotten like 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the state. Maybe I could have got one of the like state trees, but yeah, I wouldn't. I think
there's more Maine pride.
Yeah, you have more Maine pride than we have.
A lot of Maine pride. I would be shunned from the state if I didn't get most of the population questions. I think I'll get a pass on because I'm not very good with numbers. So there you go.
Do you see yourself like trying to move back to Maine at any point in your life, returning home, or do you think, especially now, I guess with the real estate and everything going on in the Flagstaff area, do you think that'll be kind of home for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, so definitely not Flagstaff. So if I had it my way, if like it was 100% my way, I'd be living down here in the valley and then training up in Flagstaff. So long term, I think that Preston and I both have the same vision that we'll be in Arizona. But yeah, hopefully living mainly down here a bit more and then just going up to Flagstaff. But, you know, for the next few years, if it's between Flagstaff and San Diego, can't complain about that either.
No, I mean, living mostly there, you probably could call that a compromise.
Yeah. San Diego, another great spot.
Yeah, no, we're very fortunate because the Preston's parents live in Montana, but they have a house in Phoenix. So like that's where I am right now. So we kind of have the best of both worlds. And then ideally we'll eventually get our own place down here as well.
Nice.
So we always struggle to figure out a good name for the episode. And I think for this one, we should do My Way with Emily Durgin, and then we Photoshop Emily's face on Frank Sinatra.
Oh, sure. We'll take it.
Speaking of,
I think our audience might be too young to get the reference, though, is the problem.
Probably.
You know.
Speaking of completely random things that come out of my mouth, what is or was your obsession with Mila Kunis?
Did you go back and look at my very old Instagram?
What am I supposed? I don't have that much time, but I've got time.
You don't have your own website, so we have to like use the social medias, you know, and scour.
Oh my gosh, Preston asked me that. He's like, why don't you delete anything?
So,
and you know
so
how like
he
a lot
did
of
his due diligence too. He's a good guy.
Oh, he has looked through my feed many times, and I don't know. I have never deleted anything off of any of my social media accounts. And that's really funny because every once in a while I'll have like a friend go way back and like tag me in like one of these ridiculous things I posted. But I'm like proud of who I was and who I am. So like I like keeping it all my ex-boyfriends, all my everything. Like it's great. Yeah. It's part of who you are. My crazy Mila Kunis obsession. I don't know. I still love Mila. Friends with Benefits was like one of my favorite movies. Oh, yeah. I just think she's like so cool. And then now like with her like TikToks that she does, just so funny. I feel like she just doesn't take anything too seriously. And they'll be like, there was like this thing that came out about how she like didn't bathe like her kids. It was like a big like e-news story. And then she like turned it into like this huge like joke about how she like doesn't wash her kids. She has fun with everything. So yeah, just a cool person, but that is very funny because I do have some very embarrassing things. And if anyone wants to go look at them, have a look.
I'm with you. I've never deleted anything either. And I've no shame, whatever. It's there.
No shame.
It is what it is.
I think after like the first couple that I saw, I was like, oh, she just like doesn't delete things. Cause I remember at some point, probably like late high school, where I was like, shit, like I gotta remove all this like damn. You know who else does that is Sit and Kick will always like post old shit. One of them said on Facebook, and I'm like, I wish I kept the cringy shit that I put on Facebook back in the day, because that would have been gold.
It is gold. It's a gold mine to see where your brain was at.
It is. Oh yeah. Or like some of my old like tweets that will come up. It's like, cause I don't use Twitter anymore, but some of the stuff I'm like, what was I even thinking? Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure everything, whatever. You can get in trouble for anything these days. So whatever.
Yeah.
I think by keeping everything, you're just like uncancelable, because it's like, you're showing your receipts to everyone. You're like, no, like this is my progression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Oh,
That's funny.
Mila was definitely my celeb crush for several years around the Friends with Benefits era. So I can jive with that.
Understand.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's super cool.
Back to your gambling habits. Do you still buy lottery tickets?
Was that on my old Instagram too? Oh my God. I've always loved, I don't know why. I've always loved lottery tickets. I mean, I guess that was something when I turned 18. Yeah, you went and did that. Same with scratch tickets. I've always it's been a thing in our family. Like, yeah, you do the scratch tickets on holidays. And then, so yes, we still do scratch tickets. Lottery tickets, not so much. It's not as fun. At least scratch tickets, I get to do something. It's like the machines. I get to press the button, whereas lottery tickets, you don't get to do anything. You just give the money and but yes, more into scratch tickets than lottery tickets.
And it's mostly for holidays now.
Holidays. Yeah. Or, sometimes if we're at the grocery store, we'll just $20 of, then come home and and then if you win money, you buy more. And my mom's gonna listen to this and be like, "Oh my gosh!" But
that's funny because at some point, probably in like 2010, my mom and I were on some random trip where it was just like the two of us, and for whatever reason, since then, whenever we're on a road trip, we just like when we stop for gas, if there's a lottery machine or like a scratch ticket dispenser, we're just like, we paid $30 for gas and like I have a 50, so I'm gonna buy some lottery tickets.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's more right. It's just something like fun to do. I don't know, whatever.
Do you know, like, what's the most in memory that you've won, like from a single ticket or
scratch
slot
ticket?
Or anything? Yeah, like what's the most you've won in one sitting?
$30. Very low number.
Man, not great. Not great. Not even like $1,000 one time or something.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think I'm net up like a couple hundred from
There's no way
tickets.
you're net up on scratch tickets. There's no way.
So I won like $500 once, and then
that's
like
crazy.
Oh, that's big.
$150 at different points, and then
that's
lost
wild.
Like ever since probably 2014 or something like that. I've lost money.
I've never heard of. I've never like personally known anyone who's won hundreds of dollars at once. It's always like you win enough just to buy another like few tickets, and then and then eventually you just like kill the cycle. Like you just keep winning enough to get more tickets until you eventually until
you have no more money.
And then until there's nothing left. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because most of like the $10 ones, you'll maybe win like $5 or something like that.
Yeah.
I never buy like the big ones, but if you buy like the big like $20 ones, that's where you probably win more of the bigger numbers. But I don't know. I always I normally buy like the $3 and $5 tickets, and then you win like $1 or $2.
Man, seeing you go to Vegas, talking about lottery tickets, I want to go back to Vegas.
Dude, I want to gamble. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to go back, or the casino that we went to near Scottsdale as well.
Yeah,
we went on a trip to Scottsdale.
Which one did you go to?
I don't remember. It was like I don't know, 5 to maybe 10-minute drive south of Scottsdale.
Yeah,
something down there. Nothing special, just a casino.
There's a few of them. Yeah,
filled the bug for the night to get a little bit of gambling in.
Do you and Preston ever get into sports gambling? Because speaking of the bug, that's what I've been trying to avoid recently.
Oh gosh. Well, okay. So he won't be too happy that I'm sharing this. In Vegas, yes, he did. He put money on the football game that was happening on Thursday night. I'm not big into sports, but anyways, he lost it. So we haven't really talked about it since.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
But it made watching the game more fun. And like he explained it to me. Yeah. So because he put it on like the under. So like the overall score had to be like less,
Yeah. I mean,
so basically,
in his defense, the under is always a lock.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
Except for when it's not.
Yeah, except for when Tom Brady is playing. So yeah, but that's kind of it. But it makes watching the game more fun because and then it was kind of like, oh, so we're rooting against like both the teams. Like we don't want either of them to win.
Yeah.
He's like, yes. Okay. I could care less about any of that, but it was fun to do when we were there because then we went and sat at like a sports bar and watched the game and watched him sweat the whole time and then it was over. We didn't make any money.
Well, if you need someone to talk to about it, we're very good listeners. You know, we are good listeners. Yeah, we can talk it through with them, you know, give them some advice. No, it's just
it's okay. We just didn't get to eat dinner that night and it was fine.
It's either we win this game or this bet or dinner.
So what you're saying is you wouldn't call that night that went your way. It might have been Preston's way. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You got to give him a few.
I'm hoping that someday he can bet on you racing and make money off of you racing. Hopefully betting on the 2024 Olympic trials or something like who's going to get top 3 and he puts all his money on you and then you do it and boom, he's rich. You're rich because you made the Olympic team. Just that'd be crazy. That'd be a night to remember.
That's what's going to happen. We only got 3 years. So hopefully
we got to legalize gambling really fast.
Legalize gambling. Let's go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Should we get to a couple of closing questions here?
Yeah, let's
fire it out. Okay, cool. We'll just do some closing questions. Let our listeners get to know you a little bit more. I don't know. Make them up as we go. What do you? Oh, you see something funny on the list?
I saw the last one that you wrote.
All right, let's go easy here. What's the favorite place you've ever lived or traveled?
Favorite place I've lived or traveled? Well, it has to be Maine in the summer because that's just will always be my favorite place. Not year round, Maine in the summer.
Okay.
So yeah, easy.
Fair enough.
All right, next well, I'm going to make this a 2-part question.
Go for it.
Part number 1, Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Dunkin'.
Okay.
Very nice. And what is your coffee order?
At Dunkin', just cold brew with oat milk.
Okay.
Simple.
That's good. What's your go-to meal? Let's say, you can have any meal that you want to celebrate a great race. What would you get?
Barbecue pork fried rice from, it's like a Chinese restaurant. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
You know, it's like that red barbecue pork. Who knows what it really is? But.
Right. Of course. I see a theme here. You're definitely into the Chinese food, the Asian food. I like it.
We had pretty good Asian food in Arizona.
We had really good Asian food in Scottsdale. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got some spots.
I mean, I have to ask it.
Go for it.
Would you rather have a dick for a nose or a nose for a dick?
That's inappropriate.
Chris wrote it. I asked it.
I put it on here as a joke so that when Adam read the show notes, he would be like, "Oh, that's funny! Like, look at that."
It was funny.
It was not intended to make the cut.
I'm just kidding. I can handle it. Well, because I identify as like a female, I think that I'd rather have a dick as a nose because then nobody would see it.
Wait, so reverse. You'd rather have a
nose as a dick.
Yeah, as a dick.
See, I'm just so uncomfortable answering this question. And I'm also can be like a little bit vain. So like I care about what like the outward sees. So there you go. Yeah, have it hidden.
Of course. So Adam, you answer the question now that you asked it. So you have a dick on your nose so everyone sees you and makes fun of you because you have a dick on your nose.
Is it reversed or is it do I just have two noses? Do I have a nose for a dick?
No, I think it's like you're
reversing places.
I think it's like you're replacing that object with a dick.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
really
how
think
I read
through
it.
this thing that well.
Dick for a nose.
But basically, so if you have a nose
dick.
for a dick, then sex is the issue. But if you have a dick on your nose, then it's like everyone sees you and makes fun of you. So like, which would you prefer?
Right.
Would you rather be made fun of all the time, or so it'd be like you'd have two dicks basically, or two noses?
How big is it?
Oh my gosh!
If it's like
You're saying if it's still like his nose size, is that what you mean?
All I'm saying is size matters.
Like so it would matter if it like hangs down below your chin versus is just like a little like stubby. Is that what you're saying?
I think if it were, well, is it like indicative of my other size?
No.
Like,
Whatever the other part you're not changing is the same on you as it is now. Just like you're replacing one of your parts. You're overthinking the question. Which would you rather have?
I do that to every question. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have dreams about this tonight, unfortunately.
Which you'd rather? I think I would have to just take the dick on the nose and just have enough self-esteem to stand up to everybody.
You eventually just gotta like work.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, you would end up being like very famous, and it'd be like you'd be like globally known and all that. So I guess it wouldn't be that bad.
There is something to that.
You're kind of like a businesswoman.
I can monetize my my weird appearance.
There you go.
Well, okay, you asked it. Wow. Okay. Here's another question we ask all of our guests. So if you have one day left to live and you have infinite money, so you can literally do whatever you want, how would you like to spend the last day?
And the last day of my life?
Yeah. It's kind of grim, but or looked at differently. If you just have one day where you have infinite money and you can do whatever you want just for 24 hours, like what would you do just for that 24 hours?
Okay, so for that 24 hours, I would take all my friends and family on a very nice vacation somewhere tropical and just hang out, and then give the rest of the money to all the homeless people that wish they could be doing something but aren't. So yeah, people that are mentally sick and could be doing something else. So that's what I would do. Enjoy myself and know that they're going to enjoy themselves.
This is the Beer Mile podcast. Stop being so wholesome.
Yeah. It's actually
keep that for Run Your Mouth.
But doesn't it make you feel bad sometimes? And you're just like, gosh, like, like I understand people that are like, that are just drinking or like doing drugs. But then there are the other percentage of people that are just like, they just were dealt a really crappy hand. So if I could know everyone that was just dealt a really crappy hand, then that would be awesome.
That's the first time we've ever heard that one.
Yeah, everyone. No one's ever.
No, in a good way.
Yeah, no one's ever taken the angle of I have infinite money. I can like do something with it besides just use it. Like everyone's taking the angle of I'm gonna whatever. Yeah, take a private jet to the Bahamas and hang out, that sort of thing. But no one ever thought of the angle of you can do both. You have endless money. You can.
If you have endless, yeah. I don't know. I probably got that from my dad, because he definitely, and to the point that I'm like, sometimes I'm like, okay, because it's just like gets to the point that it's like every single, because in Maine we have some panhandlers, so every single stop sign he always gives like a couple of dollars and all this, and like he's like, who am I to judge? Like, I mean, they just might have been,
Yeah.
So
Does your dad drink
hopefully
beer?
I can do that. Yes, he does.
we'll have a beer with him someday.
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But no, that would be awesome. So if I could do both, that would be the best.
Love that.
Okay, if you had, I don't know if you're like a boating person, but let's say you have unlimited money and you buy a boat. What would you name it?
Mm-hmm. What would I name my boat?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard question. I love boating. I was just talking to my dad because he was winterizing our boat, and he's like in the process of hopefully getting something new for next year. We're lake boaters, not ocean boaters. I don't know. The only boat that we had that was named was Big Bamboo, which is kind of funny, but I don't know what I would name. Oh, the Durgs. That's the easiest one.
The Durgin Express.
It'd be a really big, nice cobalt. If you guys are boating people, it's a very nice boat.
Man,
I'm not a boating person.
People
but,
think they're so just something else, don't they?
I don't want to be a boating person myself, but I need to meet more people that are boating people because I need to find a friend with a boat. That's still my mission.
Yeah.
Everyone in Chicago, great lake, great place to boat, but I don't have any boating friends, and I'm still on the hunt. So if anyone out there listening to this podcast is from Chicago and has a boat, hit us up. We
will record a live episode on your boat.
When we'll bring all the beer, we'll bring all the food. We just need the boat. We just need to come hang out on the boat.
If you get up to Maine and come to Sebago Lake, then you can come. So on the boat. We're not, like I said, not ocean boating people. We're lake boating people.
I don't respect ocean boating people. Sorry.
Oh, good.
What's wrong with the ocean?
It's too big. It scares me. I don't like it.
It is. Yeah.
Some lakes are so big that they look like oceans.
That's fine, but they don't have
Lake Michigan.
They don't have sharks in them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a little less scary to swim in. Yeah. Valid. Yeah.
Right.
Do you have any other closing questions that you want to ask?
Are you asking me to make one up, or
it's up to you?
Genuine?
If you have another one that you want to ask, you can. Otherwise, we can end on a wholesome note.
I remember one.
Okay.
If you could be any other professional athlete, what sport would you play?
That is a good one.
Any other professional athlete?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in track and fields.
Not in track.
Yeah. Unless you want to be like a thrower or something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, I would take thrower as an accepted result.
Yes. Yeah.
I know. No, it isn't thrower, but pole vault. I like, and I just feel like pole vaulters, like female pole vaulters are just like beautiful, and they're like strong and tall and muscular, but they're not like skinny runners.
Yeah.
They're somewhere in between.
So
they're somewhere in between like lean and just like fucking ripped.
Yeah.
Just like beautiful humans. So I mean, if we're going off like looks, but I also think that gymnastics would be a very, very hard but cool sport to be in. Probably mentally a little bit exhausting starting at such a young age, but it would be very humbling to be a gymnast as well.
I think that gymnasts or like professional gymnastics are all photoshopped because I don't think it's physically possible to do all of that stuff.
It's nuts. Yeah. It would be very rewarding to be able to do what they do for sure. And compete like at the Olympics and everyone's like literally everyone in the world is watching. It would be really cool to be a gold medalist in gymnastics.
How would you feel if they like made literally a track event that was like, oh, this is the Emily Durgin steeplechase thing, like how they did with
Simone, yeah.
Yeah, with Simone Biles.
Yeah. Well, I think we can wrap it up there.
Dude, that was the best. That was the best cut to any podcast ever.
Thank you for coming on. Glad we figured out all the technical difficulties. This is Adam and I's first time back doing this in my condo together with the green screen, and we kind of forgot how we set everything up, so it took us a second.
Yeah, so, Chris has been cheating on me with his wife for a couple months, so it's been upsetting.
Yeah,
away from home.
You got the boot. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to come on, and when I was driving down, I listened to a few of the older pods.
Oh God, no!
Oh God! Which older are we talking about here?
No, not super. I listened to Millie's. That was like a few months ago. And this, every once in a while, I like to go listen to mainly people that I'm close with. So I just think it's funny to hear how they talk on podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
Compared to like how you know them,
Right.
Yeah. So that was cool. But anyways, I can go even further back because you did it to me on Instagram. So I'll go way back now.
Oh no.
Yeah, go find something that we said way back when that's going to get us canceled and just air it out for everyone to see.
Dirty laundry.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, we're looking forward. I guess it'll be a little while until we see you race again, but looking forward to seeing your progress over the next couple of years and ultimately making that Olympic team in 2024.
Yeah. We'll hit you guys up
Awesome.
in Arizona, probably mostly to golf, but we could get some runs in.
Yeah, maybe running, but mostly golf.
We would love that. But thanks so much for the support, guys.
Of course. You know what's better than fishing?
What's that?
Boats and hose.
Boats and hose?
Yeah, not like what you water your garden with, but like hose. Not the garden tool, but hose.
And boats.
On boats, specifically. Again, we really need the 360 cam here to just capture the audience.
Man, we're back.
Live. We're back to having
the great
a live
thing about
audience.
being in the studio is we're back to having a live audience, and we love the live audience. You know, it gets us hyped, keeps us on our toes. They get to see all the uncensored cuts that don't make the final cut here.
Oof.
Yeah, director's cut is a lot more fun than the whatever.
The degenerate
The
cut?
YouTube approved cut. Yeah, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but that was a great conversation, wasn't it?
It was fun.
It actually really was fun.
It was good fun.
It was fun. Now I want to, number one, go grab a sledgehammer and hit up Preston and be like, yo, which house needs all the cabinets destroyed? You know, just help him out, do some free demo work.
Hit him up.
And
I want golf lessons, TBH.
golf lessons. So I guess I want three things. Golf lessons, and then number three being be on the boat in Maine with Mr. Durgin.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely golf lessons.
I wonder,
get absolutely owned.
You know what we should have asked is if he ever went by Dirty Durgs.
Mr. Durgin?
Yeah.
Picture
him like with
his frat boy. I don't know if he was in a frat.
My picture of Dirty Durgs, as according to her father, would be like some guy with a handlebar mustache on like a fucking Harley and just like rolls up into an old Western bar. I'm dirty Durgs. Hey brother, that's actually just Hulk Hogan.
That's beautiful. Okay, let's talk about this week's beer of the week, the beer review here. We are back with the local
Goose Islands, man.
The Goosey boy. Goose is loose. I guess that's Yared Goose. But hey, the local Chicago brewery that's now owned by big corporation.
Opinion on Yared Goose, not DNS.
He ain't an Olympian. No, I'm just kidding.
Not my Olympian.
I don't have an opinion. If the dude's hurt, he's hurt. If he can't run, he can't run. You know, I'm not gonna like shit on him and say that he's a wuss because he didn't run.
All right, I thought I had you in a few beers and you'd start talking shit, but it's fine.
No, I got no shit to talk. He did what he made the decision for him that he had to make. Regardless, I trust the dude. He's a smart dude. He goes to Notre Dame. He knows what he's doing. You know.
Notre Dame. Shout out Bailey Myers.
Shout out Bailey. I guess she declined. So if you go back to episode, I think it's 24 of the Beer Mile podcast, we interview her to start working with us, and she declined our offer. So we matched the offer that Notre Dame gave her, and she
said they have more clout than we do.
Yeah, and then basically she was like, well, but for clout, like Notre Dame's better, and we were like, okay, fine. And then it's
kind of fucked.
Yeah, so whatever, you know, we tried. We gave her a competing offer, and she declined us.
Bayla and Shaylee.
Bayla and Shaylee.
Hey, you guys.
Oh boy.
Bailey.
Yes, you're on the right track. Keep going.
Bailey and Shayla, if you guys want to ditch us, that's fine. If you want to go be successful, that's fine, but never give up the dream, you know? Keep the Triple L close to the heart.
Triple L for life, y'all. What do you think of the Oktoberfest from Goose Island? The German-style Marzen? The German-style Marzen.
I don't know how the Germans say their words.
I don't either. 5.7%.
You know what the only German words I know are?
9.
Oh, I know some other words, but the first one that comes to mind is Du bist wundervoll.
Oh, no. Du bist wunderschön.
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 Oh, Dunkashay. Oh, great memories.
Shout out,
Great
shout out Coco, shout out Pete Julian. Are they actually called Pete's Dragons?
No, that's a joke.
Okay, cool.
It's totally
that's
a joke.
cool.
Pete's Dragons.
It's cool.
It's cool. No, it would have been cool if someone else didn't already do Dragon Energy. So anyway, we're not getting into that today. Oktoberfest. What do we think on the taste and drinkability and X factor of the Goose Island Oktoberfest out of Chicago? I think it's pretty good. I'll just say that. I think it's pretty good.
Taste, I would give it a 6.9.
6.9. Yep.
Drinkability, I'd give it like a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
I mean, for an Oktoberfest, for sure, it's like a 9. Yeah.
That's fucking dangerous.
It is.
Easily.
Very easy to drink.
Like, I wouldn't justify buying a keg of most beers, but no questions asked would buy a keg of this.
Yeah. No, this is absolutely doable. I'm with you. 6. I'd almost give it more than that. Maybe 7.420 on the taste. Drinkability, let's go. Yeah, I mean, a 9 compared to other Oktoberfest. We'll give it like an 8, but it's a solid 8.
And generally, do you not think Oktoberfests are drinkable?
No, they are. They're on the more drinkable end of the spectrum, but they're still not like they're like 3 to 4
compared to other types of beers.
So like an IPA is like 1 to 2 beers that you're like. I can have 1 to 2.
Okay.
Oktoberfest is like maybe 3 to 4,
okay.
And then your lager is like whatever.
The
limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist. I don't know. I would put Oktoberfest like in the 6 to 8 category.
Okay. I mean, if you're having yourself a day. I mean, with this one, sure. Goose Island did well on the.
Why isn't a beer's like saying or tagline "Have yourself a day"? I feel like that would like PBR "Have yourself a day" edition would sell out so fast.
I mean, the Harrier trademarked it, so. Good for them.
Did they?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was
gonna say that's fucking savage.
They claimed it. So.
Trademarks are kind of expensive.
Yeah, no, good for them. They kind of are taking that on as they're saying there, but the only other thing. So this is weird Oktoberfest. Like, I think I'm influenced by the time of year that they are out. October, obviously. It just tastes like the color orange to me. Is that weird?
Hold on.
Whenever I drink an Oktoberfest beer, I'm just like, it tastes like it would look orange. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I think
whatsoever, but that's how I feel.
My IQ has dropped so much that I'm like, I think this tastes like the color blue.
Well, that's what the can looks like.
That's what it tastes like, though. I told you my IQ has dropped.
Wow. We're sufficiently lubricated at this point in the episode. Yeah. It's been a fun night recording. Yeah, any other... Oh, I guess my X factor for Goose Island is I'm done buying it forever. Do you want to know why?
Why?
The head brewmaster there, I don't know what titles are in brewing, but lead brewer or whatever, head brewmaster, whatever you call it, he left. He's on our running club, and he's been there for 6, 7, 8 years as the lead brewer. And he left 2 months ago for the company that owns White Claw and a bunch of other shit.
Oh, so like,
I think he got sauced some dough.
Yeah, I would feel differently if it was for another beer company.
Well, they have beer in their portfolio, but it was weird. It was a lot of just mainstream stuff. But anywho, I don't trust their beers anymore. My guy's gone. They're gonna all taste like shit.
Unless they sponsor us, they might taste. Yeah,
they will taste better if I'm getting cashing a check as I'm drinking it. So I could be persuaded that it is the best beer in the world.
I guess actually related to talking with Emily, when we were I was joking about the scratches with the brands and coaches, scratching off the map of those that she's been involved with. I would be honored to have a brand scratch off where we just work through where we work through
them
a
all.
shitload of them.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's go. We've got Under Armour, scratch it off. What's next?
Because
who's sliding in next? And then beers. Yeah, we got our beer list. We got our shoe sponsor list. We got
because you don't want to call people like, oh, you're like a sponsorship slut, but like I would gladly take that.
Oh yeah.
Title.
My goal is to run through at least a couple hundred. Like that's the goal. Let's go through all of them and see what's best out there. You know. No, that's why we're sticking with Manscaped. We've stuck with them for several months because they are the best. They're like literally the best.
Stick with Manscaped so your balls don't stick to you.
Like, I mean, that's
buy the performance underwear.
There's no one that competes with Manscaped that's going to take over that like sponsorship area from us. Like, there's no one else that's going to make sure that my nuts don't get cut up as I shave them. You know, like Manscaped does. Like, yeah, just the reality.
Dude, their nose trimmer, pretty hype.
So easy. You just stick it up there, trim, done. No nose hair sticking out for a couple weeks. Yeah. Boom. Easy.
Yeah, just kind of
so simple.
Blast my nose holes.
And it's like good. $20 or something. 20, 30 bucks. It's
super
like
cheap.
It's a no-brainer. It's just like you don't even think about it. One click, you know? So Manscaped, Beer Mile, 20% off. Free shipping worldwide. Our opinions are our own. It's not financial advice.
What is it? Tweets and opinions are my own. Is that what people do on Twitter? What's the forewarning?
Tweets and opinions are my own. Yeah, not representative
of my at Nike or
of my brand. Yeah. Of the Wall Street Journal.
I'd like to say that we represent Under Armour.
Oh, we represent them well. We're crushing it. We're wearing Under Armour stuff right now. We just fell behind, but we were leading the number of sign-ups. So yeah, more clout than any other running podcast. So I mean, what are you gonna say about that?
I'm gonna say if you've listened this far and you get a friend or relative or whoever the fuck, you get somebody to sign up, we should still enter them into like a giveaway.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably get Under Armour to give away some more shoes. Okay. If it's proving successful. They're a business. They care about numbers. And so if I say, hey, I'll get 20 more people to sign up if you give away another pair of shoes, they'll do it.
We'll do either way. We'll do either that or we'll do a giveaway from the Beer Mile shop itself.
Yeah. Tell all your friends and family, send us screenshots proving that they signed up, and you will get something.
Literally, I told my father-in-law, I was like, hey, just like walk the dog to Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's a mile.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Literally, we just need that 1 mile GPX file. That's it. It's easy. We're going to get that $15,000 to charity.
Fucking send it. So anyway, ISIS, they might have taken it. We might have pulled out from Afghanistan, but the Beer Mile podcast, we do not pull out.
No, we don't give up on anybody. We are here for our listeners, our loyal fellow members of the Beer Mile Strava Club, our fellow runners. We are here for you every day, every week, for another year. We're celebrating our 1 year here soon for the Beer Mile podcast. And
what's the real date?
So the real date for the Beer Mile podcast, I think, was October 12th, I believe, was our first ever episode. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was October 12th. We've talked enough shit for tonight. We're going to close out. See you later. If you want to recommend a guest to come on the podcast, well, make an introduction if you know the person, or hit us up on Venmo at Beer Mile. I think that's basically it. Or make a recommendation in your Apple 5-star review. Let us know.
What's our record for Venmo? We're doing pretty hot, right?
We were for a while. We had a few people hitting us up on Venmo for a while.
In terms of people who have recommended somebody and that we've actually converted.
So we've gotten everyone but 2. We did not get Evan Yeager, but nobody gets Evan Yeager, so it's not like it's our fault. And then the other one is Lyle O'Brien, which we've been in contact with to get on. We wanted to do it in person. It didn't work out timing wise, so we're still figuring that out. But we're gonna come through on it on Lyle. So basically, very good.
75%. That's better than what I averaged
so
in college.
If you recommend it, we'll make sure it happens. That's the Beer Mile stamp of approval.
Hell yeah. You have any words of wisdom?
No words of wisdom, man. If you don't sign up for the Under Armour All Out Mile when it's free, then I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's my words of wisdom. Do something that's good for you and good for the children, good for charity.
Yeah, it is
Do
actually
the Under Armour All Out Mile.
There's not a lot of things that are free that actually do good things.
I mean, nothing's free. They got your email address.
Right,
They're gonna maybe
They-
send you some emails, but
But it's also
whatever. Give them a burner.
We
Yeah.
like
It's not like
We
Under
like their
Armour is gonna
shit.
like destroy you and
Yeah.
spam you. Like if you choose to unsubscribe later, it's not like they're gonna be like, nope, sowing that email everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's for a good cause. Is that even like a competition where you're like, oh, my charity's better than yours? But I think we've got a good one in mind. So
We definitely have a good one in mind. No, like if we lose the money on getting to donate to our charity of choice, I'm sure whoever wins is going to donate to a good charity. But it's also like, come on, we're competitive. It's like we are the best community out there, so we deserve to win.
Percentage wise for listeners and visitors to the site, like I think we're the most loyal.
Yeah, we're definitely loyal.
For sure.
Yeah.
These hoes ain't loyal. Words of wisdom.
Wait, you mean they is loyal?
These hoes ain't loyal. Is there a
These
song that says
hoes
these?
ain't loyal. No, yeah. So whenever that song comes into my head, I always like sing it out loud, and I always sing it as "These hoes are loyal."
Oh, because the hoes are loyal.
Of course they are.
Boats and
I
hoes.
support my hoes.
Beer Mile Nation, sign up for the Under Armour All Out Mile. These hoes are loyal.
Enjoy those boats and hoes. I don't know.